What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Loud Spot. My name is Sebastian, right out of Oklahoma City. Today we are hanging out with Jimi Haha. This way, there you are. From Jimmy's Chicken Shack.
Oh no! Oh boy! Here it comes! The motherfucking Loud Spot!
All right, before we get started, I do want to remind everyone to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, also on Apple, Spotify, Pandora, and the Loud Spot has an exclusive app right now just on Apple and iPhones. We are working on the Android version, but Apple released it. So if you have an Apple iPhone, please type in the Loud Spot in your search when you search for your apps in your app store. So anyways, okay. All right, Jimmy, dude.
What's going on?
You know, there's a guy that I had on, I was interviewing in a band called Carbon Stone, and he was talking about he was doing some shows, and he had mentioned, I guess, playing a show with Jimmy's Chicken Shack, and I was like, what? They're still around. He's like, yeah, man, we're doing a show. And I was like, I'm going to reach out and try to get him on the show, and I was able to, I don't know if I guess I emailed you, and I was happy when you responded, so I appreciate it, dude.
Right on, man. Yeah, we haven't stopped playing.
Yeah, what? Now I know I went on, but you guys did you like do like a solo project for a little while?
Yeah, I mean, I have kind of two solo projects ish that I've been doing for. I mean, one project called Jar Flies. I've played with those guys for, gosh, since like 2002.
Oh wow! So
yeah, it's almost 20 years or 20, somewhere around
20
there.
years.
And we've never practiced. We just play shows, you know. And then I did a solo record under the name Men to Hollow. And that was in 2016. But I mean, band's always been together the whole time.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you guys tour? You guys toured this whole throughout. Let's see. Do right, by the way, you know, that was one of my favorite songs in high school. That was
nice.
And since I knew you were gonna be on, I keep on singing that song in my head. It won't go out of your head. It's you know, it's catchy. That song came out in 99, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
So since then, you guys have just been doing shows and you guys went kind of independent though, didn't you?
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So after that record came out, like the record industry was a mess and our record label was a mess, and we got tossed around from like label to label within all that exchange of like labels closing and getting enveloped into other bigger labels. So we kind of just ended up, you know, being lost in that shuffle. And so we asked to get off of our label, and we were on Island Def Jam at the time, and Leor Cohen just didn't want us. Well, he didn't like that we were like, yeah, we don't want to be here, you know. I mean, he gave us the the option. He's like, well, you could get off of our label if you want, and we were like, okay. He could have dropped us in a weekend, but he decided to drag it on for 3 years so nobody else would sign us, and then we would do well somewhere else, and he would look like the fool. And that's just the way the music industry works, you know. It's like you got guys who make hundreds of millions of dollars, and they'd rather worry about their ego, and they don't mind about screwing some little guy's band over, you know. It's like whatever.
And you don't know what you're doing when you know you're young and you're getting excited, you're getting signed, you're getting, you know, your music videos on MTV and they I don't know, but it seems like I've heard this story where the record labels do take advantage of these younger artists and really leaves you guys no option to do anything, and they kind of can hold you to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they take advantage of younger artists. I think they just take advantage of artists. But, you know, I knew what was going on. And I was, you know, I've been gigging hard for 10 years before we got signed. And my manager is really connected with the business. So I knew what was happening while it was happening. So, you know, we just figured, okay, well, this isn't the right label for us. If you're giving us the option, then we'll pop off the label and then we'll get signed somewhere else. And we would have gotten a deal probably pretty quickly right at that moment, but he decided to drag it out as long as he could, so we had no option. So then we signed to Koch, which is an indie label, and put out a record. But you know,
awesome.
I mean, it didn't do it. Nobody really even knew about it because
right.
So we still, you know, toured and played, but you know, it's just nature of some of the things that happen in the industry, man.
I saw you guys, and I just recently saw the YouTube video, and it must have came out, you know, hell, probably 1999 or 2000. You guys were on, I think it was Conan O'Brien
Oh,
But how was that experience? Like, I forgot someone else was on some other thing, but how was that experience going on a show like that? Like, were you able to hang out with him or some of the other guests that were there, or
yeah. I
just
mean,
play and then go?
yeah. I mean, it was cool. You know, I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
anytime you do something like that, it's like, oh, this is neat. You know, I mean, you watch shows like that from your house, so you're like, oh, cool. You know, so it was cool. I mean, it's weird to play a show like that because you're playing one song and it's weird. The sound is odd in a TV, studio. But what was cool was Conan called me over afterwards and talked to me, which he didn't do with a lot of bands. So thought that was cool. You know, and it was talk for a couple seconds. But Manchild was on. The wrestler Manchild was one of the
Was he
guests.
the guest?
Mick Foley, yeah, and man, he was awesome. We hung out with him in the back. It was awesome. So yeah, it was a good time for sure.
Yeah, it's just the whole experience has to be awesome. So you guys have a new album coming out in this year.
Yeah.
So and is it like a whole album, or is it just like some singles, or how's that working?
Yeah, so I mean, we started getting together years and years ago, and our drummer has a studio in Baltimore, so we go and we just start messing around with ideas. You know, all of us have different stuff going on, and we kept, kind of messing around with ideas, but not really having anything done. And then, hold on a second. Sorry about that. I hit some weird button. So end up, like COVID hits.
Yep.
Nobody's doing shows. We start doing some live streams from the studio, and then finally in last year, right around February or January, I was like, man, let's really dig in and do this and make a record. So we did a crowdfunding campaign. We ended up just going to the studio every day. I mean once a week, basically, just writing hard, and then we ended up working with a producer, Jim Wirt, who actually has produced the record that you like with Do Right on it.
Yeah.
So he produced my solo record of Mend the Hollow in 2016. And I was like, man, I should tell him we're going to do a record and see if he's down. And he was. So we went to Cleveland, recorded 10 songs with him. And yeah, it's like we took the approach of like making a concept record, like a 70s kind of rock record where we grew up listening, in your bedroom, and you're lay on your bed and you fold out an album and read the liner notes. And, so we tried to kind of in that spirit make like a bit of a concept record. And really, we're, more than anything, just made a record for ourselves.
Yeah, that's cool to do that. And you guys' sound, you almost have even, I don't know what your new album's going to sound like. It's not, when does that come out? Do you know yet?
Probably in a couple months, I would say. I mean, we're going to, the people that crowdfunded it will get downloads, and then we're going to release songs, on streaming one by one, so we don't just blow the whole thing in one release. And then, but we're going to print vinyl and CDs, stuff like
that. Where's your microphone at?
Not sure which one it is. We need it turned up.
No, it's kind of, it was like going in and out for some reason. It's not in and out, but it's kind of making a weird, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. I would say you guys kind of have a little reggae-ness, a little, to your sounds, kind of alternative. It's kind of reggae-y. Is that still kind of the same style as Jimmie's Chicken Shack, the same band? Yeah. I mean, obviously everyone's older now, but is the style very similar?
Yeah, I mean, I've always called it mutt rock because it's a mutt. I mean, there's rock, there's blues, there's jazz, there's pop, there's hardcore, there's a little bit of everything in a record. And hopefully, not hopefully, every record of ours pretty much sounds totally different from any other record. And within that record, typically the songs sound fairly different from each other. So this one is definitely that way. I mean, the first song is kind of like old school Chicken Shack vibe, and kind of goes a little all over the place. But there's some, I think maybe the most beautiful song we've ever recorded. It's acoustic and just real quiet and cool harmonies. And then there's like a prog rock tune that probably the most adventurous music we've ever recorded. So it is some, there's something that would fit in with that kind of do right kind of thing, and trash and that record. So yeah, it goes all over.
That's very exciting to come out with another album. Like, I'm excited to hear it, and so I bet your fans are like, finally another Jimmie's Chicken Shack album's coming out, man.
Yeah, it's definitely, something people have been wanting, and like, like I said, I've done other things, and I mean, I run a magazine, I paint, pictures, and so we all just kind of, our drummer has a studio, our other guitar player, one of our guitar player has been with us for over 10 years. He also plays the Candlebox. We just got our old guitar player back, who was in Cowboy Mouth for a while. So now we're a five.
Saw that.
We've never been. Our bass player is like a professor at college and teaches video production. So I mean, everybody's got their own gigs, on top of what we're doing. So it was time to make a record. Now we're like super stoked about it and want to find out what people think of it. Like, even though we made it for ourselves, we hopefully people
Are you guys gonna do the whole go back on tour thing, or are you just gonna kind of play a show here and there whenever you guys have time?
I mean, we're trying to fill up our schedule again, and book stuff.
Cool.
We're playing like, Connecticut and Pennsylvania and, just different places around the East Coast. But I mean, I'd love nothing more for if this record could do something where we were able to tour the country again, man, I'd do it in a second. I love going out and playing. So,
dude, you got such a good attitude, and I noticed you cut your hair. It's not, when I looked, I was like, oh, he doesn't have that signature hair, because you don't see someone for a long time, and in my head, you still have like the dreadlocks or whatever, and you don't look anything like that, man.
I think I cut those dreads off in like 2000, like 20 years ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. I know. I'm sorry, man. I know. I'm stuck in the past, dude. My wife actually goes, he's still a good looking guy. That's exactly what she said. She's gonna hate me for saying that, by the way. She's gonna hate. Okay. You guys did the, during COVID, I think 2020, you guys were doing some live streams, and I wish more bands did that. You guys sounded the production and the recording quality of what you did sounded great. I mean, was it hard to figure all that out? Because it's like perfect, and the guy playing the bongos, he kills it, dude.
Not for me, because I didn't do anything. I just showed up and played. So our drum, basically, we did an acoustic one, but we also did a bunch of electric ones. I think we did like 7 of them. And but we were in our drummer's studio in Baltimore, so he basically is multi-tracking it and recording it, and so it sounds like you're making a record basically live. And then our guitar player Island, he ended up working out how to figure out how to do all 4 cameras and not have lag time and all this crap. I'm not into it. I'm just like, I'll show up.
Yeah, I'll be there. You had to be there.
I'll play some songs, but you guys worry about all the technical stuff. It's not my gig.
Well, you guys did it was like a couple 2-hour shows. I was able to snag like a 3.5 minute clip of that song, I think Dropping Anchors, where you opened up one of them. And the whole thing was great, but I personally thought that one sounded really good. I liked it. I liked the flow of that song. So we're gonna play that song right now, and then we're gonna talk a little bit more. So all right, let me get this thing lined up right here, and here we go.
to do, and hope that I never do. Don't know what I want to do, and hope that I never do. Don't know what I want from you, and hope that I never do. Don't know what I want to do, and hope that I never do. Dropping anchor, dropping anchor. We've all been tied to words that we sing, not falling in, not falling in. We've all been tied to words that we sing, not falling in, not falling in. Don't know what I want to do, and hope that I never do. Don't know what I want to do, and hope that I never do. Don't know what I want from you, and hope that I never do. Don't know what I want to do, and hope that I never do. And I will not wave my hand just yet. And I will not. And I will not wave my hand just yet. And I will not. Though I know I said it with myself, but I won't regret it. Dropping anchor, 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 dropping anchor.
Damn, dude. That
That's
looked like
funny.
that looked like such a fun time too. I mean, you're getting like you could feel the emotion like playing, you know, and you had an audience there, and I saw people commenting while you guys were playing. And did it feel? I mean, because you couldn't play concerts, you know, was that like your first time to do that?
Well, so
Something like that.
Well, actually, that was the only time we did an acoustic one. We typically were doing them electric. So we have ones where we played for a couple hours where it's all electric and it's raging, you know, loud and jamming, you know. But that was a fun one to do. I mean, I don't watch stuff like I don't go back and watch stuff. I don't like to relive the past. So I
Right.
just when I play, I'm like, here's the show, and don't yeah. Our drummer records every show we've ever played, and I never want to hear him. But
Well, sorry.
no, it's cool because like it's the first time I've seen it, so it sounded all right, man. It was
Dude,
okay.
Yeah. Good job on that. I
It
saw
was
you
fun.
guys are very active on YouTube right now. You guys had some concerts recently. You were I guess you're just trying to maybe build up a little bit more, like a hype right now because you guys are coming out with this album this year. Are you guys coming out with a music video at all?
So yeah, I mean, right now we're gonna try to start like my manager is like, you know, if we want something to happen with this record, it's like doesn't matter what the record is like. All the people in the business care about is your numbers. Like, so how many
Yeah.
followers you have, and it's just such I don't know. I'm not.
It's changed. It's changed, right?
It has totally changed. So you know, I've started a TikTok. I only posted up
I
one
was gonna
thing.
bring that up next. I
Yeah,
swear
yeah.
to God,
So
I have it down.
yeah, so I mean, I posted up a little teaser of a video we're doing for the first song on the new record. It's not. I don't know if it's going to be I don't think it's our first single, but it's the first song on the record, and I did it with a buddy of mine who I've written songs with and made art with since high school, basically. And so yeah, I mean, we're just kind of like trying to we'll try the social media bit and try to do that thing. But I mean, we're a live band. We're a rock band. That's kind of I'd like to focus on that more than
Dude,
posting things.
I saw your TikTok, Dave. If anyone wants to follow Jimmy's Chicken Shack, it's Jimmy's Chicken Shack 1. There's number
Yeah.
1. Did somebody else have Jimmy's Chicken Shack?
Oh no, this is perfectly why I don't do social media stuff. So I started a page, but I started it with the wrong email. so so I instantly deleted it and went to do another one. And of course, you couldn't have that name because they were like, well, somebody hasn't registered, and it hadn't gone through that it was canceled. So we'll eventually get the one taken off of there. But I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna start one.
Just
And
go.
we'll
With
change
it.
the name later, man. But
I'm gonna
it's
follow you. I'm gonna make
old guys with technology. It's like, oh.
Dude, you have to bands nowadays. You got to be, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I don't even know if Twitter's probably still a thing. And Snap. I don't know if Snapchat's like for people. I don't have one. I don't ever use it anyways.
I don't do Twitter either. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't either. But and everyone wants to look at your numbers. Before the it feels like the record labels are the ones that got you the numbers because they got you famous and signed. And now it's like, and maybe they still do, but these independent bands, they have to have all these different platforms, and they like my man. I have a manager for the podcast and a producer, and he made me. I refused to do a TikTok. I was like, I'm not doing TikTok. I'm not gonna do it. He's like, I made you a TikTok. Here's your login. And now I'm like, fuck,
gotta do it.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, so I don't do it all the time. I did one like a week ago, and I know my manager's like, with all the personal stuff you do on Facebook and everything, you should just focus for a year on just doing just the band. I'm like, yeah, probably not going to do that, but I mean, I want to do stuff, and I'll put I'll post up stuff, but it's just, I don't know, man. I like living life, and I'm already on social media enough. It's like one more thing you got to do, and I mean, yeah. It's a necessary evil, I guess, but
it is. I got a buddy named Scott Grace, and he had mentioned to me, and he wanted me to kind of bring it up, I guess, on the show. There's a song that you did, and a long time ago, right? Slow Change with Brandon Boyd or whatever.
Yes.
Was there like some sort of secret way to get that song or something like that?
Yeah, so the record Bring Your Own Stereo that Do Right was on, when people got that record, if they bought it, they could mail in this card, and we would send an EP, and it was a Slow Change EP, and I did the album cover art for that. Like, I did the painting on the cover of that, and then it was Slow Change was actually what I wanted to call the record initially, and it was I think it's one of my favorite songs I've ever written, and one of the coolest songs that Jimmie's Chicken Shack's ever done. But the record label, it was a long song. It's like 6 minutes long, and it just never made it to the record. So that, and then this acoustic version of a song I did called Smiling, and then I did a cover of a Grateful Dead song that's kind of weird. We were doing it for a possible movie, and it's just kind of wacky and almost a little electronic and weird, but so we just made a little EP, and so you mailed in this card, and you get the Slow Change EP. And when we were in the studio, we were with Jim Wirt. He produced Science by Jesus. I keep doing so weird, dude. It's coming on door. I wasn't even touching anything.
You seem like your hands are not near the keyboard.
It's like on a timer or something. It just wants to play this song for me. So anyway, Jim Wirt produced Incubus's first record, Science. And when we were doing the record, he was like, hey, I could give Brandon a call if you want. I was like, yeah, man. We had toured. We did a tour with them in 311, and I was like, hell yeah, have him come up. And he's like, he plays djembe really cool. And I was like, it'd be perfect for this song, Slow Change. So he just played djembe on it. He didn't sing on it. He didn't, he just played djembe. And it's funny because if you find it online, it's like Brandon Boyd and Jimmie's Chicken Shack. It's like, well, yeah, I guess it doesn't matter if you're or not, but yeah, he plays hand drum on it.
That's funny, dude. Yeah, that's so funny, man.
It is. I mean, it's just the way
Jimmie's Chicken Shack's also there.
And Jimmie's Chicken Shack guest stars on Brandon Boyd's djembe solo.
Oh my god, do you miss MTV? Like, do you miss the 20 years ago music scene where they had like TRL and you were able to go and music videos are like still a thing? They are, but like it's not the same as it used to be, like in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Well, I mean, I remember the first time I saw MTV, and it was in '82, and I was just like, this is the coolest thing ever. So yeah, we all grew up. That was part of growing up and being obsessed with that and discovering new music. And yeah, I mean, we ended up being, hosting 120 Minutes, which is like the coolest show ever. We're like hosting it. It was awesome. So, I mean, I miss the avenue, that venue for music, because the minute Real World started, that was the beginning of the end. And then it just turned into, I don't know. I didn't know I took a shit today television show. You know what I mean? It's like, how did I have a ghost shit? I don't know. Amazing. Oh, I can't believe that, bro. You had a ghost shit. It's just it turned into such garbage. And yeah, it was I think it's a huge loss for the music industry, personally. So
you think all these social medias and is what the changes. It was almost inevitable when the internet came out. and MySpace. People were promoting their own bands, and I think. Do you think that had a lot to do with the change in the industry? Because I'm not in the industry, so you have a different
Right.
perspective than I do.
Well, I mean, it was definitely Napster. The start of
Oh
Napster.
yeah,
Napster pretty much was the start of killing
I
everything
forgot
about
about
alternative
Napster.
music. I mean, so you think about this. It's when Napster came out, the people that were stealing music or getting it for free or downloading,
Ripping it,
whatever,
yeah,
however you want to, frame it,
right.
they were all college age kids who were listening to alternative music,
Yep.
and so that was the genre of music that took the hardest hit. And so what ended up happening is all that stuff was getting the people were getting for free, and the people that were paying for music were little kids buying pop music
Right.
or like hip hop music because I mean, it was the kids who that were in colleges who had that really fast connection that could download music. If you
Hmm.
didn't have a really good computer and good fast connection, you weren't downloading anything.
Right.
So as a result, people that didn't have those connections, the music sold more because they had to buy it to get it.
Yeah.
So, hip hop, country, pop, all those things really started to blow up. And people don't see it understand it that way, but it's like, wait, this is kind of how it went down. So we were kind of at the crest of the wave, and so that I mean, now it's everything with social media. It's amazing because we're all just stars in our own movies, and
Right.
the
Yeah.
amount of, so picture this. My manager came out when we were recording our record, and he said, so here's the situation. In the 70s, 60,000 records came out in a year.
Hmm.
60,000 records in 1 year. Today,
Hmm.
60,000 songs come out on Spotify a day.
God dang.
60,000
Yeah.
songs are uploaded to Spotify a day. So you have to somehow figure out how to break through all that. And really, it's people that maybe have those followers on social media, or something goes viral for some whatever reason,
Right.
whether it's a video like an OK Go video that were just
Hmm.
just super cool. Like I know OK Go because their videos are badass. I couldn't sing a melody. I don't know. I don't remember a song, which is
Yeah.
fine. But it helped build a career for them. So
Right.
you have to be different and clever in different ways,
Hmm.
and unfortunately, it's just not just the music that speaks, but it is what makes something endure. Hopefully, so
Yeah, and and some artists it has really helped because without there's a lot of independent artists that are actually making it that sound fantastic.
yeah, totally.
That maybe don't want and it's not getting signed nowadays. I mean, I got a buddy signed to Warner Brothers, and he like works at a furniture store. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
I'm like, you're signed to Warner Brothers. Why do you work at a furniture store? He goes, they don't pay us. Like they don't pay him anything.
You're not going to make. I mean, back when we signed a deal, you wouldn't make necessarily money off of selling records, but at least you got publishing and your touring and your
Yep.
merchandise. But now labels take a piece of all of that
Yeah.
because they were caught late in the game. They got their asses handed to them by a college kid who started a sharing platform. So
Yeah.
by the time they figured it out, it was already too late. And then they started, well, how are we going to make this back? Well, let's do it on the backs of the musicians, like we always have.
Yep. Man. I do. Yeah, you know what? I bet you have some really great stories too on touring and just probably had some pretty fun times
Oh yeah.
out there on the road. When is your next? You guys just did a concert not so long ago, right? And do you have some lined up, or like what's your next venue you're going to play at?
So we're playing. Gosh, we're doing a show on the 23rd, and where the heck is that? In Pennsylvania, we're doing some festival. We've got oh God, where else are we doing? We're a couple shows in Pennsylvania and Virginia. We're doing a festival called the Let's Go Festival in right around here in Maryland near
Well,
Annapolis.
okay.
And then we're doing like Pittsburgh Hard Rock Cafe. We're getting up into Connecticut and other.
You coming to Oklahoma? You ever been to Oklahoma? Played out this
We
way?
played Oklahoma a long time ago. I haven't been there in quite a while, but man, that was we played this one show in Oklahoma City, and we played with the Impotent Sea Snakes. And
No,
I got to
okay,
tell
no.
you, it is one of the shows I will never ever forget in my
Yeah.
life. Impotent Sea Snakes. They had a sign that looked like the Kiss sign, but the K was taken off of, and it was all these single bulbs. It was really funny. That was their logo on stage. But they quite literally were having sex on stage with me.
No way, dude.
Oh yes, it was. They're called the
Was there
Impotent.
kids there? They can't do that.
It was called the Impotent Sea Snakes, and I'm pretty sure it was a 21 and over
God.
show. But man, I gotta tell you, it was the most hardcore, crazy thing. So our guitar tech at the time, he ended up being Pat Smear's guitar tech for Foo Fighters for the past 8 years. You know, he just left in the summer. But I guarantee, and that guy's seen stuff all over the world. I guarantee it's still one of those shows that he'll be like, well, you can't unsee what happened at that.
Was it fun to watch? Was it fun though?
God, not for me. I don't want to see the guitar player blowing the bass player on stage.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I want to.
It's not your thing, huh?
I want to hear some cool jams, man. I'm not here for the.
I can really hear some music.
I'm
Dude.
not here for the unintended porn. Like it was so weird, man. It was. That's one of those shows in Oklahoma that I'll never forget. I'm like in the middle of Oklahoma, like how do we end up with this band?
I wonder if there's still a band. I'm trying to get them on.
Like a band of insane gypsy quackery, like and the music was probably okay. I don't even remember. I don't remember. Yeah, I remember just being like, "Are they? Is that that's happening?"
Dude,
it's happening.
We're gonna end the show on that note, man. That was fantastic. Jimi Haha, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Right on, man.
Please stay on there. Hey, right on, dude. Great attitude. Like I said, I love talking with you. Please stay on there till after the outro song plays. I got a question I'm not going to ask on camera. So I do want to remind thank everyone that watches the show, and please subscribe to our YouTube. And I'm on TikTok, and we got the app. Don't forget to look up the app and all podcasting platforms. I'm going to play the outro song. That's all we got for today. And peace out, rock on, and much love.
Peace, laugh a lot.
There we go.
This is the Loud Spot outro by Nothing Short of Tragic. Is this all talk with no action? No. Is this my thoughts with distraction? No. Is this what I bought that's in fashion? Or is this the Loud Spot with Sebastian? Yes. Does Nothing Short of Tragic have its back again? Yes. Does everything that's good really have to end? Yes. A pin post has a pin show, so to get more episodes, make an order, this is over.
Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to click the like and share button.
Don't forget to go to our YouTube and subscribe.
If you want to listen to our audio and pick up some cool merch, go to www.theloudspot.net. Peace out, rock on, much love.